Quilts and M scrap bag, and today I'm going to teach you how to make the kaleidoscope block. That's what I have back here behind me is a kaleidoscope quilt. I did it really scrappy. I sewed strips together and then cut my strips. But to show you, I'm just going to show you a simple kaleidoscope block, and you can use that for a jumping off point. I will put links to the patterns that I have that use this block. If you buy my pattern, it has the template in it. Otherwise, you're going to want to get a 45-degree wedge or a kaleidoscope ruler, whatever you choose. But this is a fun block to play with. Remember, if you like my videos, to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. Alright, to get started, you're going to want 2 widths of fabric, and you're going to want them to be half of whatever you want the size of your block to be, plus your 1/2 inch, because you need your seam allowance in there. So right now I'm doing 4 1/2, so I will end up with an 8-inch finished block. I've already got this end cut off. Truth be told, I made this video earlier and I don't know what happened, but I lost the video and now I'm redoing. So I'm already have the one side cut off. So we're just going to line up our ruler with the 45-inch here, and we're going to cut us 4 of these. So you can just zigzag your ruler back and forth. I have the 2 different fabrics together here, so that will give me 8 of these units. Okay, when you get your 8 cut, so we're just going to put 2 of them together like this. Line them up, and we're going to do that with all 8 of them. Okay? And when we take them to the sewing machine, just make sure you have the same one on top and you're sewing on the same side. Otherwise, you'll end up with 2 fabrics the same next to each other. And we don't want that. So that's what we're going to do. We'll take that to the sewing machine, sew along this edge. And you're going to end up with 4 of these units, and you're just going to put 2 and 2 together. Oh, also, I like to press, so I press 1, when I do the first seam, I'm going to press to 1 fabric. And then I'm going to do this seam. So take this to the sewing machine, we're going to sew along here. And because we've pressed to the one side, our seams are going to butt up right here. Alright, and then we can just sew. So our seams are going to butt up right here, and then we can just sew along this side here. So we'll end up with this unit, and then I like to press to the opposite fabric. So all of them are pressed so they're going this way. Alright. And then when we add our next one, see how they continue around? So I can use my method of, I know some people like to press seams open, but I know that that weakens your seam, and I want my quilt to last. I want it to be used and loved, and I want it to last. So I don't press my seams open. It's a personal preference. Okay, so my seams are still going to butt, and I'm going to sew this right along this edge here. And once I get that sewn, I'm going to end up with this round. And what I like to do is I just pop my seam here in the middle, and if you want to watch my video, I'll put a card up above and a link down below to show how to pop your seams so that they'll lay more flat. And then it just spins around and lays flat right there. Okay? And that's why I do that fan around. Okay, that gives it, so we have this shape, but this is hard to sew together, so we're going to make this a square. So we're going to take another fabric. I'm cutting these at 4 inches. That will give me ample in these corners. You can either choose to put it in the corners of the pink or the blue. Either way, it will make you your square, and you can play with that and see what you like best. But I'm going to cut these at 4 inches square, because when I go to square it up, it gives me a lot of playroom. Okay? So I'm going to cut my 4-inch squares. we're going to cut those on the diagonal one time. And I'm going to find the center here. I'm going to go the other way so it's on the outside. I'm going to find my center. And I'm going to find my center here. And I'm just going to pin it so I can sew right along that edge. Let me grab a pin. Okay, and we're going to do that in each of the corners. Okay, so then we're just going to square it up. It's going to be 8.5. And like I said, I just like to have the bigger edges because it gives me more wiggle room in case I did something wrong, which today's been one of those days. So alright, and we end up with this cute little kaleidoscope block. Just rinse and repeat. It's really fun. And there's lots of fun ways to play with it. Like I said, I will put links to the patterns that I have that use this. And like I said, if you buy the pattern, it has the template. Otherwise, you can just get the ruler and have fun with that. Thanks. Bye-bye.